Hey, yo, let's get it in. So, originally, I wasn't going to do these videos because, I understand where Taraji P is coming from. I understand the plight of the so called black man and woman. And, that's something sometimes, what they're not going to listen to me. So, why would I even need to say anything? But Vlad just keep talking. All Vlad do is keep talking about my sister, and that shit is getting on my damn nerves. So, I'm gonna do some, series of videos on it, and just kind of go from there. But uh, let's go.
Well, speaking of actors and actresses, Taraji P. Henson recently did an interview where she cried about not being paid what she felt she deserved.
Now, one thing that I do say is that we should never, ever be crying in public. I don't care if you're a man, especially if you're a man. I don't care if you're a woman. You cannot let people see you down. It's a saying that goes, you have to protect your laughs and your cries. As in, you can't allow people to know what moves you, what buttons they can push, so that they don't see you in a vulnerable state. And that is what is happening, is that they have seen her in a vulnerable state, and this so-called white man thinks that he can just jump on air and talk about my sister as if she's just the dumbest person in the world. And that's just not the case.
And a lot of people, felt what she was going through.
Because did they feel the same way when Monique was doing it?
People compared it to the Monique situation.
So Monique was basically the first to speak out.
She was one of them.
And I am still with my sister then as well.
So now that Taraji's saying it, you see that, okay, this is something going on. It's not just crazy Monique no more. Now you see it's a real thing that's going on. Taraji said it. Viola Davis has said it. This is really happening in Hollywood. Why?
I have a different point of view when it comes to this type of thing.
I'm going to tell you why. Because, and I'm just going to be honest with you, but this is not something that she needs to hear through internet via Vlad. This is known, and y'all might not like this, but it's known that the so-called black woman is the least liked or desired on the planet. Now, the so-called black man is the least desired, period. So-called black people, period, are least desired. But as far as visually and what people want to see or marry, have children with, the black woman is the least desirable. Now, that does stem from her not being in her right mind and knowing who she is, not having a lot of morals, not having a lot of respect for herself, respect for her people, respect for the community, respect for the black man, so-called black man. A lot of that stems from that, but it isn't something that we need to hear from Vlad. Now, it's the truth that the black woman does not I'm going to say transition. The black woman does not transition well overseas, and really just in general. It's hard because it's a lot of they're very emotional or very angry. And, it's really just kind of a spectacle. But let's just keep going. I don't want to keep digressing.
I'm curious.
Okay. Me and Lunel had a clip that's actually become the biggest clip on the site right now where we have a discussion about this.
the fact that we're getting underpaid makes, you talk about women, we got attitude and all this kind of stuff. You work just as hard, if not harder. And Taraji should be making Meryl Streep money. She should be.
Now, I agree with that. I like Taraji P. Now, does she play a lot of emotional roles, angry roles, disrespectful roles? Yes. But I think that her portrayal of these characters is not a lot of people that can really do it like her. So I think that she should be getting paid what these women are being paid. She said, all I want is $500,000. That's nothing. She didn't ask for $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million. That's what these so-called white women be getting paid in Hollywood. $10 million. They're not getting $250,000 for a movie, unless it's Sundance movie where they know what they signing up for. Other than that, they getting a bag, bro. They getting a bag. Why? Because they're propped up as beautiful princesses, feminism, the voice and the look of feminism. But the so-called black woman, she get looked upon as in a hoe, someone that you can't trust, someone that you really shouldn't even want to desire. Nah, man, that's the reason why. But she should be making what these top dollar so-called white women is making.
She's a great actress. She's done the Black Circuit movies, and then she's done some, Benjamin Button mainstream, she's done some great shit. She's a great fucking actress. Her, Angela Bassett, Sheryl Lee Ralph, they should be making the top dollar in accordance with some of these male actors and top white female actresses.
Occasionally, and this has happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I would like to see more of our black actors come together, because you get introduced to black actors as an ensemble. Am I saying that right? Ensemble. But then when they get big, they just spread out, and then now they in white movies that I would never even watch. So I don't really get to see them as much. I wish that they would actually come together more. But they trying to get that back. They're trying to go where the white folks is paying, I guess. I guess I understand.
Interviews will blow up, and people will feel like, yo, I should have gotten paid more for this interview, or I should have gotten maybe a piece of your revenue, or this, that, and the third. I've had these conversations with people. I remember me and Little B, I remember we had agreed that some of his videos should be on my channel. Early on in his career, we put them up there. Some of them did well, and he was like, yo, you should have cut me some money off these videos. It's like, but that wasn't the agreement. You know what I'm saying? So me and him had a falling out. At this point, we're cool, but whatever, right? Now, at any point, I've never seen a situation where when a project does bad, that a person says, hey, man, I saw that you lost money on this. Let me give you some money back.
No.
Now, he keeps saying this point. He says it multiple times in different interviews. If I'm the talent, which is all Taraji P wants to be, is the talent. If I'm the talent and I do all the things you say in your vision, this is your vision, and I do it to the T, even better. I put my own ideas even into it. But you don't know how to market your idea. You didn't know what type of niche your idea was going to fall in. Then that's on you. Why would I ever, if your project dies and didn't make no money, why would I, as the talent, ever agree to give you money back? This is your vision. You the director, you the producer, you the studio, whatever. It's your job to promote it and give it to the masses. It's not my job. That's why I'm just the talent. But he keep making this dumb argument talking about why don't you give some money back? That's ridiculous.
So saying this, people like to feel after the fact that when something does well, they should get something extra. But at no point do they feel when something doesn't do well that they should kick back to the person who lost money.
Stupid. It's the dumbest thing. Yeah. If you say, you know what, I think we're going to make $1 million on this movie and I do it for 50 grand or whatever, but then you make 100 million and it's my name that's buzzing. Come on, man. Give me a little bit more. It's my image. Yes, we agreed to this, but we agreed to it based upon these parameters. The parameters have been exceeded. So now, kick me back some more money, bro.
Let's just call it what it is, man. It's America, man. It's America. America's fucking racist. America is there's racism still alive and breathing and thriving in America. It might be fading in other areas of the world, but it is still here and thriving. And if you're a white man, that means if you're a white actor, I could give you this check because there's not an area of people who's not gonna watch you because you're white.
Right. You're talking about it in other areas it might be fleeting. No. In all over the world, the so-called black man, the so-called black people are hated by everybody. It doesn't matter. Chinese men don't want to see no black people on the screen. East Indian people don't want to see no black people on the screen. Like that's not what they want to see. So the so-called white person also doesn't want to see a so-called black man on the screen. Period. But there's a reason to that, but that's a conversation for another day. But racism ain't gone nowhere.
But if you're black, I can't give you this check because there's a bunch of people who's not going to click because you're black.
So people don't watch Denzel movies, huh? White people don't.
Brother, what is wrong? What is wrong with Vlad? He refused to hear. And that's the issue with being so successful. And you think that your opinion and your ideas is just cookie cutter and anybody can just do it. No, that's not how it works. Denzel, that's not the thing. The East Indian man is not watching Denzel. Okay? The Chinese man is not watching Denzel. Unless it's an action movie, it's not being watched. Yo. Yo. What's up with the Oh yeah, we good. Okay, my bad.
Watch Denzel movies?
Of course they do. But again, bro, it's like, all right, let's say it the other way. They're not paying them because they're black. Either way, it's you're black, they're white, you're getting it, they get this money, you get this money.
Never at my point, when I look at appearance fees, do I say, I'm going to pay this dude more because of his race.
That's all Vlad does. That's all Vlad does. He targets the so-called black man because he understands that that the so-called black man's energy is going to bring in the masses, bring in the numbers, bring in the money. He understands that. He's not talking, well, you know what? Let me bring Vanilla Ice in. He's not bringing nobody that no one want to see. And the white men he do bring is white men that the so-called black man would venerate. The gangsters, the thugs, the mobs. That's who he bring in. But he does look at, let me think of the race that I'm bringing in. Okay? That's don't come on, Math. You're supposed to get that, brother. Get Vlad on that.
Ultimately comes down to what I think the person, how well their video will perform to my audience.
But you don't run Hollywood, Vlad.
But I run my own little mini Hollywood.
Right.
I don't run my own little mini Hollywood. That's the problem. You think you know everything, Vlad. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Don't worry about what the hell Taraji P doing. Don't worry about what the so-called blacks is doing. You all up in our business. That's your problem. That's our problem because we keep going back to them. But we should really see this for what it is. This is not, it's not a racist issue. It's a racial problem. He's not able to see the disconnect that we're having here. He don't see it. And this is why he can venerate all these artists for the stuff that they rap about, but when they do something, he just calling them, oh, that was the dumbest thing to die over. That was just unnecessary. And is it? Yeah. But then how can you then on the flip side venerate them for the things that they write about, that they rap about? You shouldn't have none of them on there. But you do. That's a disconnect, Vlad. You tripping.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I have my own little world.
It's about the story for you,
It's
right?
about the story for me.
Now, for the people who are crunching numbers.
In fact, I can clearly say I have paid my black guests more than I've paid my white guests.
Wow, Vlad. No one cares. No one cares. It's like saying, oh, I have some white friends. I have more black friends than I have white friends. No one cares, Vlad. No one cares, bro. You're just not getting it. This is not a conversation that should come from you. Now, if you would have called up, let me say this. If you would have called up Taraji P and said, hey, I want to talk to you about something. I think your approach is a little off. Because I'm not saying that he's wrong, but it's his approach. It's where it's coming from and how it's coming. It's not always what you say, it's how you say it. If he would have just called her and said, hey, I want to put you up on some game. This is what you should do next time. Try to set these things up in place so that next time you don't got to worry about that. Did he do that? No. He just gets on the internet and just starts blasting her, talking about how ridiculous she is.
Absolutely. Without
Taraji,
a shadow of a doubt.
Viola, come to Vlad. Come to Vlad.
Yeah, this is where the money's
Monique,
at.
come to Vlad.
Come to Vlad.
Vlad, you should start a film studio.
Monique actually came to Vlad, and then her husband basically wanted ownership of the video, unless, and wouldn't have her sign the release form unless he owned the video.
I'm not mad at that because it could get bounced and flipped a million ways.
But to own it
or have part ownership.
To own it. What's the problem? To own it. Is this not me on your screen? You think that it's the almighty Vlad that allowed me to be popular? No, Vlad, you called me on the show because I am popular. Now, it maybe not full ownership, but maybe we go half. But I ain't mad at it.
For me,
is it part ownership or ownership?
No, they want to own it outright and license it. Let me use it for a short period of time. When I filmed it, and there was no discussion of this. If I did an interview on your
time,
after the fact. If I did an interview with you, if I went on my expert opinion,
right,
and you gave me the release form like you gave me last time. Remember, I was like, yo, you need to have people sign release forms, right? I put you up on that game.
Right.
And now you're using release forms.
Right.
If you gave the release form, be like, you know something, let me have my lawyer look at it. I'll get back to you. And then when I get back to you, say, you know something, I'm not going to sign this unless I own it. In fact, I'm not going to sign this at all. I'm going to give you something different to sign, and I'm going to own it. And you could run it for a little while, but then afterwards, I'm going to own it permanently.
Vlad, remember that thing that we talked about earlier, the bite? You bit. They just didn't want the interview out.
I guess so. And it was a nasty way of doing it.
Instead of saying I wasted your time,
I'm just going to bring up a ridiculous situation that you're not going to go for.
Which we know that you're not going to go for.
Which I'm not going to go for. And when I said, hey, did you do this when you were on Sway or Breakfast Club?
No.
And they just wouldn't even answer that question.
But you know what, Vlad, you again, and it's not fair. It's not fair. They may have done that to you just because you was white.
Who knows?
And
hey, man, I don't give a. So what? This is where it's. I wish that our people had more unity when it comes to defending each other. Because now he goes into, it's not fair. It's racism. It's the black people that's racist too. And man, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. All the slimy things that's happened to us within the music industry, within all the entertainment industry. No matter if it's sports, movies, music, it don't matter. We have slimy contracts. So I ain't trying to hear it, bro. Nah, man, we want to own it. If he want to own it, that's their prerogative. Do their thing.
And they shitting on us over here, so we gonna shit. But that's not how you fix shit.
Yeah,
that's not how you fix it. That's how you keep it going.
Right. But back to the Taraji.
But it's
situation.
Whack. It's whack.
It's whack.
It's whack.
It's whack. I would never do that to anybody. If I sat down and I know that you're paying for this production, I would sit around and do a bait and switch on you.
Right.
Have I ever gave you any problems at all when I've been on your show?
No.
Never, ever, ever.
But what if she'd offer you money for it?
Then that's a negotiation then.
Right. But there was no money offered.
No.
She just said she wanted to own it.
Yeah. Her husband. I never spoke to her. Her husband.
Oh, you never spoke? Okay.
Yeah, her husband was who was in the actual video.
Hey, yo, man, you never know. You might have just got off a phone call with Warner Brothers, and you got the bad end of that deal. You know what I'm saying?
Still a sour taste in my mouth over that shit.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
At the same time, it's like, for someone who's going through that, Vlad, it's unsettling that you want to believe that this shit is based on how skilled I am.
Hold on.
Let me finish.
Go ahead. My bad.
You want to believe it's based on how skilled I am. I've harnessed my skills. I've put hours, my whole life into this. And when you turn that camera on, ain't many people that can hang with me. Yeah. I intimidate some of the people that you're paying more money than me, which makes no sense.
Makes all the sense in the world.
It doesn't, bro.
And this is why.
It does.
And this is why. When it comes to entertainment, it is not based on skill level. It's based on how many people you could get in those seats.
Now that is true. It's not about how great you are. There's a lot of great singers that ain't never going to be popular. They got all these whack singers that everybody know. So that is true. But again, it's not something that Vlad needs to be saying. This is a private conversation. If he wanted to put her up on game and not take advantage of her, take advantage of the situation, because again, that's a problem with crying and make all these videos. People can see where they can take advantage of you. Now, Vlad didn't take advantage. He didn't went viral, made all these videos. When, if he really cared, if he was really genuine, he'd have called her up and told her, hey, this is what you need to do. Next time, this is how I want you to do it. Think about these things. Now, if she said, shut the hell up, nigga, and then he got up on there and now he want to go and smear her name, okay. But this is uncalled for.
Or how many eyeballs you could get. People are either paying with their money or their eyes. It's one of the two.
Now,
hold on. Let me finish.
This is a problem that everyone has with Vlad. Hold on, let me finish. Who is doing an interview? We not on the interview. Matt Hoffa is on the interview. You are the interviewer. What you have to say, really no one has any concern with it. That's why you're not on the videos. We only want to see what these artists have to say, what the talent has to say.
Is Taraji P. Henson a better actor than Brad Pitt? There's a very good argument for that. Does Brad Pitt have a bigger fan base than Taraji?
I understand.
Now, women on TV don't translate. In America, across seas, it's because they're put into these roles that aren't realistic, that aren't believable. I mean, the Ghostbusters, what's that movie? Miss Marvel. They're put in movies that are just not realistic. And so the women don't really translate at all unless she's like a beauty. Like they putting her up on a pedestal and she's a princess or something like that. Outside of that, the women don't really translate. So there is, do I think that she's a better actor than Brad Pitt? Yes. I don't really think Brad Pitt is really that great of an actor. But I think she is better. It's just that she don't be in roles that men desire to see. And men are the ones that go and pay for these movies. Boys pay for the movies. Women not really doing that. They go on a date with the man to go see the movie, but they not really doing no movies like that. Then y'all might not want to hear it, but that's just facts, okay? The men and women are different. And men drive the entertainment industry, whether it's sports, whether it's music, whether it's movies. So if you're not gonna be put into a place where men like to see you, then you're not going to actually translate when it comes to your movie turning into dollars. Period, point blank. But I do agree, she's a better actor than Brad Pitt. I think her range is better. But Brad Pitt has a better audience that he can appeal to. He's a man. So, I mean, it's already a lose-lose there.
And
He
what
does.
you're saying.
So therefore, when it's time to come up with budgets for people, they
Yeah.
say we're going to
How many
offer
people-
Brad this much.
'Cause he
We're
could
going to
get
offer
people in the
Taraji because he is a leading man. Unfortunately, Taraji is not a leading actor.
I understand what you're saying.
She is a great supporting actress.
Viola Davis
is a leading actor.
Why does she have that problem?
Does she have the same power?
Bruh, there's
Answer the question, Sway. Answer the question. Why does she have that problem?
Audience.
you can't count numbers, bro.
You
come
have
on.
to count
Come
numbers.
on.
It's all
Bruh,
about numbers.
Bro, the whole
It's all
world was
about
tuning
numbers.
in to how to get away with murder, bro. And it was a show all about her.
And how much was she being paid for that? Let's take a look. How
is
much
crazy, though.
did
Like, I can
Viola
understand your argument
Davis get for?
with Brad Pitt to but Viola, bro. Now that don't make no sense.
Okay.
That's what it's about.
Here was
All right, so I skipped over that little red herring argument, but if you wanted to know, she made $250,000 for each episode. Now, she was on that show for 6 seasons, I believe. So she would have made I think it was 9 seasons. So she would have made a total of $22 million. Now, taxes, that's half already gone. That's $11 million. Now, they had 9 seasons, 90 episodes, 96, something like that. And they were 45 minutes long. So that's the equivalent of making $250 for a whole movie. Most movies are going to be 80, maybe 90 minutes long. So she still made $250. It's the same thing. So, it really don't matter. She's still having that same problem. And she got a team too. So that 11 million, she didn't really get that 11 million. She really got something like 7 million. So these things are still a problem. But he don't got the answer, Sway. Vlad don't got the answer, Sway.
That's what it's really about.
When me and Lunel had
a
a conversation about this, this was my point. Okay. When I first got into the film business, my first project, my first documentary was called Ghost Ride the Whip.
Ghost Ride the Whip.
I directed and produced it. I spent 4 months working on.
Now again, he chose black people. Why? Because he knew that demographic was going to make him some money. Everyone does it. Try to act like he just ain't never did this.
On it nonstop. I was in the editing bay every night, working, not getting sleep, trying to come up with the best project I possibly could. I put my heart and soul into this. I come from the Bay. This was a very personal project for me. You know, I pulled strings. I got Sway to narrate it. He got paid. You know what I'm saying? Everything else like that. It came out. It was reasonably successful. I got paid $25,000 for my role in it, and I never got a royalty.
Hey, man, just like you don't want to hear Taraji P talk about it, I don't want to hear someone with the complexion for the protection complain about it. Okay, so we don't need to hear the rest of that story. But the point is, what he should have did was called up Taraji P, gave her the game, put her into the connections that he has with his plugs and all that. Show her the blueprint, and then if she didn't want to hear the blueprint, and now if you want to get on there and try to, smear her name, then do your thing. I would still stand with her, but it would have been a more reasonable act than this shit here. And he keep talking, he keep asking everybody. He asking Lunel and Matt Hoffa and TK Kirkland, and they even had another interviewer, which I'm gonna do a review on. What's that brother name? Young Jock. They asking a different interviewer asking the same damn question to Young Jock. Like, whoa, is anybody else asking this question? Is any other platform talking about this as much as Vlad is? No. Vlad saw opportunity to capitalize on another so-called black person and did it. He took advantage. So, I mean, hey, we're going to wrap it up right there. That's all. That's about it on that. If there's anything else y'all want me to give my opinion on, let me know. Put it in the comments. What else you want me to talk about? But I'm out. Peace.